on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Kevin Jackwitz. This is the Kaged Review, and I kind of gave my thoughts on the passing of Chadwick Boseman and did like a small, tribute, as little as I could create. I did want to check out this tribute to Chadwick Boseman from Marvel Studios. I thought that that would obviously be much better produced and probably a bit more poignant too, since he was such an integral part of the MCU. And actually, before I get into that, I would like to say something about Chadwick Boseman and why I think that people have been so affected by his passing. As unexpected as it was, that is certainly part of it. But if you look at Chadwick Boseman as a person, everybody across the board says this guy was such a class act. He had such an excellence about him, and he held himself to a very high esteem, which I think is very, very important to understand that it is emotional when a genuinely good person passes. But now you have to look at his talent, and this is a guy that has touched millions of lives all over the world, simply from his talent. From this guy going out there and playing in these roles and knocking every single one of them out of the park. And I think at the forefront of that, not because it was necessarily his best performance, because he's had some great performances, but because he nailed the role of T'Challa, Black Panther. It was such a big deal for the black community, the African American community. Actually, I hate African American, I'll just say black. Because, I mean, in truth, how many times have you seen a genuinely huge black superhero before? And, I remember when the movie came out, there were so many black athletes and black celebrities that would pay entire theaters for people to go watch this movie. And it's like, so many kids said they'd never seen somebody that looks like them in that position before in a genuine superhero role. And it was the first time I think that, a superhero movie was given this huge, massive budget and been able to do so much with it. Black Panther was an amazing movie. Like the acting in it, the effects, everything was just solid all the way across. Of course, it's Marvel Studios, it's going to be. But at the top of that, you had people like Michael B. Jordan and Chadwick Boseman in leading roles. Guys that are just phenomenal actors. And I found out that Michael B. Jordan actually knew Chadwick Boseman since he was 17, and so there was a lot of chemistry there too. And you go from something like that was really not that long ago, and the guy is built, Chadwick Boseman. He looks great, he looks healthy, he's doing all these crazy fight scenes, he's definitely got martial arts training, and then you go up into Infinity War and Endgame, and then you realize, really not long after that he's dropped a lot of weight, and, there was way too much speculation. I don't understand why people can't leave celebrities' lives alone, but it's a fascination I'll never understand. And then just boom, the bomb drops, and we're like, it emotionally affected me. Like, I got choked up. And it's funny because when I did my first little post about Chadwick, it kind of sounds like I'm laughing at the beginning of the post, which is unfortunate because I was actually choking back tears. And there's so many big grown-ass men, big burly badass dudes that are just broken down into tears talking about Chadwick and his, dying so young. The whole situation is so unfortunate. And so, I think our only way to really respect Chadwick is to try to remember the good parts. Remember all the good times he gave us. Remember everything that he made us smile with. And that's, I think, what makes us emotional about it right now, is because he did give us so many good memories. And so that sucks. So ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to, like I said, check out this Marvel Studios tribute to Chadwick. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Such a cool dude.
It was Chadwick Boseman's performance in 42 that really made us take a second look. There is such an honor and dignity to the way that he played Jackie Robinson that we knew we needed for the character of T'Challa, the Prince of Wakanda.
Chadwick is an amazing actor and we thought would fit perfectly with the MCU.
Black Panther himself, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chadwick Boseman.
Chadwick, you know, he has a lot of depth. It was amazing as an audience member to look into his eyes and see what's going on.
We must find a way to look after one another as if we were one single tribe.
A lot of the things about the character are also true about Chad. He's very knowledgeable. He's an athlete, martial artist. He's had a lot of experience playing roles that come with a lot of weight, So I think he has a person, he has a guy, has a lot of weight to him. I think he brings all of that stuff to the role, but not to mention that he's incredibly gifted as an actor and as a performer, and also as a storyteller in his own right.
I am not king of all people. I am king of Wakanda. And it is my responsibility to make sure our people are safe.
Because he is so prepared as an actor, and because his character is sort of flawless on set, it forced the other actors who had scenes with him to kind of raise their game and go, okay, this guy is not taking anything for granted. He's really leaving it all out there. So we have to keep up with him.
What doesn't Chadwick bring to the character? I mean, he's regal and grounded, and he brings a gravitas to it. So all of this feeds his T'Challa, and I think he wore the crown with dignity.
Ibombe! 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 Ibombe!
I've known him since I was about 17, so I've known him for a really long time. Back in New York, he did the work, obviously. I just think he did an incredible job being true to the character.
Wakanda forever!
I had a great time with Chadwick. Just warmth and camaraderie came into it, of course, with a great deal of respect for his previous work. So when I looked at him with proud eyes, they were as mother and also as comrade and colleague and Angela. It is your time to be king.
I mean, Chadwick is just a powerhouse. He's so talented. Every single movie he's made.
There's kind of this internal, almost nobility.
The Black Panther has been the protector of Wakanda for generations.
He's such a soulful actor and so professional, so present. It really gives so much to the other person, and he's awesome. And his presence on set, I think, raises the stakes a little bit for everybody.
Chadwick he's a really smart, interesting, dynamic guy, and I think he was not overwhelmed, but very surprised and somewhat taken aback by the amount of love. It ceased to become just about how well he inhabited the role and all that stuff. It's become part of our culture just as a symbol.
Right.
This welcome is one of the most amazing things I've ever experienced.
It's fun to watch just what it means to people. At times, in my head, I'll be like, well, what does this do for the world? Actually, what is it? Is it actually valuable in this climate? And I have to say, yes, it actually is. Not because it makes people escape. I think when done right, it gives people hope. I found that it means a lot.
It's cool, man, because that really did make me smile through watching that and just knowing all the love that he gave and got back. And to think that a lot of this he was doing through surgeries and things like that, and having to deal with this and not telling anybody about it, that's a class act all its own. It really is. That is truly, genuinely a one-of-a-kind character. There's been a lot of talk lately about whether he should be replaced in the MCU, Black Panther, and there's been this huge petition already saying that they don't want anybody to replace Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther. And I guess my thoughts on that are Chadwick Boseman is irreplaceable, and I don't think anybody could ever fill the shoes, because it was a perfect gelling of actor and character. I think it was absolutely the best you can get. Having said that, I think it's my personal belief that death is a part of life. Life must go on, and you have to continue. And for things like this that do bring so much joy and, in his words, hope to people, I think that to not do it would be an injustice. I think that you want to carry on with that character because he is such an important character. It's not ever going to be just about one person. And so I absolutely love Chadwick Boseman. As you can see, I get emotional about it. But at the end of the day, I do feel that life goes on. And we have to respect the best parts about a person and what they contributed to us. And he contributed a lot. But I don't think the world ends because of that. I don't think that the character of Black Panther should end because of that. And that's kind of my thoughts on that. That's kind of a little controversial thing, I guess. But that's the way I've always felt. And I think if it was Chadwick Boseman, he would say that he would want the character of Black Panther to continue. That's my honest belief. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is my post for now. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. My name is Kevin Jackowitz. Kaged Nation, out.